Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit them right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better
All
give
right,
me
we're
the
back.
ball.
We're back.
I
We're
ain't
back.
talking about
Know it's a little bit late, but you know what? You're hanging with us, so it's gonna be a good time. In the meantime, make sure that you're commenting, sharing, liking, all that good stuff. And yeah, we're gonna get to it soon. So make sure that you go ahead and you comment where you're where you're watching from, where you're streaming from, and make sure that you go ahead and let your presence be known. We promise it's gonna be a good time.
Yes, I hear
In the
feedback.
meantime, how the fellas doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
I'm doing better. Just got through a storm, another storm, but it's
Yeah.
good out there. Yeah, flash flooding out there.
Yeah, I got my first taste of not East Coast weather. It was
Mhm.
like rainy. Well, it was windy as heck and rainy. Like my 8-year-old talking about it's just like, oh wait, hold on. Wait, be quiet. Just like why? And it's just like, is there a wolf? Just like why? It's just like it's not like there's howling outside. It's like, no, that's just Midwest wind. That's just what that is. So yeah. So yeah, it was different. It was definitely different. So
Do y'all have allergies?
yeah, yeah, I do. I have
Uh,
allergies. Surprisingly enough, no, no. But the thing is, it's not as bad as what we deal with, like on the East Coast. Like on the East
mm,
Coast, it's like especially from where we moved from, because where we moved from, the air quality was absolute trash.
okay.
So
So
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, man, let's just go ahead and get started. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Horseshoe Mob Podcast. We're bringing you everything Colts related. Of course, leading up to the draft, this is kind of that season where things are a little bit on the quieter side. But you know what? We're still going to bring you content anyway because that's what we do. So without further ado, let's introduce you to the guys. We have with us the silent assassin, the guy who will who will roast you and you don't even know you're being roasted until it's too late. We have Austin Cook.
Hey, what's up? I'm Austin.
Yeah, don't let the quiet stuff fool you. Okay, he's a savage. All
He's
right.
never quiet. Yeah, he is never quiet.
Then we have with us the man who talks about the storms and then brings the storm himself to all Titans fans because he just lets them know like you guys are just not good. You're not as good as you think you are. You're not that guy. All right.
You're not that
We
guy.
have
Yeah.
with us the guy, Josh Senior.
What's going on, everybody? I'm officially campaigning for Will Levis. No.
I'm Chris Jackson. That's it. I just you know what, guys, this podcast over. Just not gonna do it.
Hey, you say you want a short podcast. Hey, I'll try to help you out.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. We're only about 6 minutes in. Good on you, sir. Good on you. But yeah, but like I said, we're coming to you. Like I said, just bringing you news. It's like I said, this is the time of season where you know we're out of season. There's not much going on because it's prior to the draft, so it's just like any news is just news. But now is when you start to hear a lot of smoke screens, especially surrounding the quarterback time. And
Mhm.
yeah, so as of right now, um, Colts fans are kind of well, not kind of. We're everybody's all over the place in terms of who they want for a quarterback. They're stating they some want Will Levis, some want CJ Stroud, some want Anthony Richardson, some want Bryce Young. And I mean, realistically, any one of those four quarterbacks could be our quarterback. We could be trading for a quarterback. I mean, it really just depends. It really just depends. But I mean, I don't know exactly where to kind of go with this. I mean, who are you guys leaning to? Just real quick before we get into everything, who are you guys leaning towards? Who you think we're getting, and then who you want us to get?
You go ahead, Josh.
Well, things that will have to align, like with the rumors of the Panthers could get Bryce Young, and I think I saw a rumor of the Texans possibly not getting a quarterback with that second overall pick. So that could lead to us getting C.J. Stroud. So that's who I want to pick, but who I think we should get would be probably Anthony Richardson.
Okay. What about you, Austin?
All right. So are we just talking about the draft?
Yeah. Let's just talk. Just talking about the draft.
All right. So who I think will get is Anthony Richardson, and who I want is C.J. Stroud, but who I really want is Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, I mean that's a good move. That's a good pickup.
Who I really want is Hendon Hooker.
Okay. Oh Lord, we got a little baby echo back there. But you know what? It's I'm gonna say it's definitely who I'd ideally want would be Stroud. Who I think we're gonna get is probably gonna be Richardson.
I got a bad feeling though.
Why do you have what bad feeling do you have?
The bad feeling, and I hope it doesn't happen, is before we did the pre-production, before we got on, before that guy from BYU, I think it's my feeling that somehow we end up not drafting that number 4 and possibly getting a BYU quarterback. I don't want him, but it's something like it seems like something Ballard would do. Everybody say he's there's no margin of error with him, but it seems like Irsay loves the guy, so it seems like he can do pretty much damn near whatever and still get away with it. And just that's just my thought process. My bad feeling that he go against the grain, trade down like he normally trades down. Because I saw the article, I saw some type of article where we're barely picking the first round. So I don't know. I don't want to be BYU quarterback, but it's tough right now.
The thing is, so the thing, like the thing about this that kind of feels different is the fact that you can effectively fumble this 4th overall pick by not going after a quarterback, because right now what they're saying is that, and what the NFL news is stating is the Panthers basically right now, and once again, this is smokescreen season, but it's picking up steam that Bryce Young could be the guy that the Panthers are going after.
Right.
To which case, if Bryce Young is the guy that they're going after, then I mean, I think we're on good authority that, I don't know if the Texans take Stroud. I mean, it's like, could they? Yeah. But the thing is, I think the safer bet for them might just be them taking Will Levis.
I did see that too.
So, I mean, once again, this is just hunches anyway, but I mean, I don't see the Texans, taking CJ Stroud, because I don't know. It's just something about the Texans not getting Bryce Young that lets me know that it's just like they just might go defense if they don't get him.
They're hoping Panthers make a bad move at 1.
Yeah.
Get the guy.
Yeah, I mean, this is true, but once again, it depends on how the draft goes. Like, I think Carolina really has the fate of, maybe the top 8 of the draft in their hands right now, and them really not making clear who their number 1 consensus pick is going to be is, making things a little bit tough, because now, teams have to kind of plan around it. They can go with Anthony Richardson and completely throw off the draft. Like, they can go with any quarterback, because that they're taking quarterback. They can go with any quarterback in the draft right now, and it's going to throw off the order. They go CJ Stroud, and that could throw off the order. They can go with Will Levis at number 1, and that could throw off the order completely. I mean, there's a lot of ifs that the Carolina Panthers being at number 1 just throws off completely. Like if the Bears still had that pick, I think we'd all know exactly who's 1, 2, and 3 now, and
Right.
so we would know who we're picking at 4, or if we even need to move up to 3. But being that things are a little bit off now, it's it's a little tough. So, but you know what? With all the QB news that we're talking about, there's one QB that we're not talking about that we absolutely need to.
Will Levis?
More Lamar news. No, we already talked about him.
Oh,
You shut your butt. Okay. So yes. So no, actually it's Lamar Jackson. So there's still been a lot of speculation that Lamar might be potentially being traded for. The newest one is Lamar could be traded for the 4th overall pick. I mean, at this point, it really depends on what's going to happen via draft. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Bryce Young goes number 1, Stroud goes number 2. Or as a matter of fact, let's just say it like this. Is there any scenario where you see the landscape of those first 3 picks and you say, you know what, we need to just get Lamar?
If 1, 2, and 3 is Young, Stroud, and Richardson, and Levis is only quarterback left, I think Lamar is a much better option than Will Levis.
yeah, definitely.
He's only two years older than Will Levis and already an MVP. So
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I just don't see a scenario where you're going with hoping that those guys work out, as opposed to just saying, you know what, I'm completely comfortable that this is the guy who's going to be able to carry us for the next X amount of years. Because I mean, you know, when you get Lamar, you're getting Lamar who's going to be going into his prime, who's going to be going into a new system there, you know, where it's a little bit different from what he's dealt with the Ravens. But I don't like. So if we go Young, let's just say it ends up being Young, then Levis. Let's just say the Texans decide to just shock the world, and we're picking at 4. But then let's just say somebody like the Raiders trades up to 3. Are they taking a quarterback for sure, or what are they doing there? Because you know they got Jimmy G, and you know that the speculation is that they might trade up, or the Titans could be trading up to go to number 3. Because that was another piece of news that came out that said it's just like they could be one of the contenders to trade up to the 3rd overall pick.
And Seattle.
And Seattle. Well, I don't know. Gino just got that contract.
So did Jimmy.
Yeah. So that's the reason why. Like I said, everything is speculative right now. But I mean, you know, if somebody trades up to 3, then, and let's just say CJ Stroud is hanging out there, or Anthony Richardson is hanging out there. Do we trade up, or do we just say, you know what, let's stay at number 4, take a chance and see, and then go from there?
I think it'd be hard to just stay there. I think, and if that's the case, I think we have to trade up.
We should have done it by now. We should have already traded by now. Traded up by now. That way nobody else could jump us. Let's say trade with the Texans, which does not happen.
Okay. Like I said, I'm not sold on the fact that, you know, we could absolutely be seeing, you know, 4 quarterbacks going in the first, you know, 4 picks, right?
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think the most that we've seen is having the 3 go in the Trevor Lawrence draft, where you had, I think it was, what was it? It was Lawrence, then Zach Wilson, and then Trey Lance at 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sold on having that many quarterbacks going with that many, especially when to me it's just like I don't think that any of them are just out of the box going to be surefire number one. Like this is going to be our guy for the next 10 years. I think they all come with their individual flaws, but I just don't see four quarterbacks going in those first four picks. I could see three maybe. Because I mean, the Cardinals, everybody's saying the Cardinals might trade down, but I don't think that I see that many going. I mean, Tennessee could possibly be a wild card to go ahead and trade up, but I mean, even Tennessee would have to give away some draft capital, and that's draft capital that they really can't afford to give up right now.
Yeah, the issue, every team that we just mentioned has an issue. Like I said, Jimmy, they just signed, Raiders just signed Jimmy with a 2-3 year deal. Gino just got a $100 million contract. And Tennessee had this situation with Tannehill and his cap hit, trying to upload that contract with someone else. Do they keep him? And they just drafted Malik Willis in the third round last year. Yeah. So having those issues, and you draft another quarterback in the top 4, top 5, that's a big issue. Along with the capital.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing is, like I said, this is the time of year when things start to get a little bit hairy in terms of what you're doing, in terms of what people are putting out there, because everybody wants to see who's going to be desperate enough to go and make a move. I think the Panthers moving up the way that they did, it wasn't out of desperation. It was just so that they could actually go ahead and move up and make a move that they needed to. I mean, the Panthers couldn't afford to sit at 8 and hope that there's a quarterback there and potentially put yourself in a position where, you have to go with, the quarterback that you drafted last year in the late rounds and hope to God that that works out. Like now it's just like you're going to have to come in with this. Now, the thing is you did it to the detriment of losing a wide receiver. So, I mean, now you know that they might be going for a couple different things. I mean, they did get Thielen, they did get Chark, but at the end of the day, Thielen is like 32, 33, and Chark hasn't played a full season in, I don't think, his whole career. So, I don't know. I don't know. It could be us overthinking it just because we haven't heard much. But I mean, at this point, like I said, Lamar will be a great option for us.
Yeah.
And I think there's ways that you bring Lamar on, give him what he's looking for in terms of pay, but you don't have to worry about there being too much in terms of, what you're doing. Because everybody's just like, oh, yeah, you don't have the cap space. It's just like the cap is kind of real, but it's not really a real thing.
Is there an ideal scenario where we draft a pass rush at 4, still trade with the Ravens, give them our future first round to get Lamar?
Yeah. So you could potentially go and trade the first. So the thing is, and I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I think the Ravens, even with Lamar having that exclusive tag, there's still a way that you can trade with the Ravens, I believe, where even with that tag that he can actually still be traded, but you wouldn't have to worry about it as much, because I think they can do a trade outside of that exclusive tag. But once again, I'm not sure exactly how that works, and I could look it up. But I mean, would you be opposed to just giving up just the 4th round pick for Lamar? Because then that leaves the whole rest of this draft. Yeah, the 4th overall pick. I'm sorry.
I was saying,
4th round pick. Yes, absolutely.
I was like, yeah. I mean, I mean, what do you know what you're getting with that when you trade, like we did with the Niners and with DeForest Buckner, we knew what we was getting versus the player, I forgot who was there, Willis or something like that. The guy, whatever the guy's name was, the defensive tackle that the Niners drafted in the place of Buckner.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything, but what's his name? I can't remember his name, but yeah, they drafted a guy that we was going to draft at that position at number 13.
Oh, Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah. I forgot what South Carolina. That's where we came from. School came from South Carolina.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but yeah, so we know who was getting. Kinlaw haven't done anything since Buckner been in Indy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Are you looking at that the trade proposal?
Okay. Yeah. So as far as the actual rule goes, it says that players with unsigned tenders can't be traded until signed. So the thing is, I think, yeah. So technically, it's like he would have to sign it, but oh wait, hold on.
So right now at this point, he hasn't signed that tender yet, that tag yet.
Yeah. So yeah, but the thing is, it says that the player immediately becomes an unrestricted free agent if the tender is withdrawn after the start of the league year. He becomes unrestricted at the same time as everyone else with an expiring contract when the tender is rescinded. So I don't foresee that happening, only because of the fact that that would mean that he basically would just be out in the open and then just free to go wherever. But I'm sure that they're gonna find some kind of way to make sure that they're moving him along and that they're moving him properly. So I see that potentially being something, but I don't see that happening in this scenario. I think he could just actually just be traded, and then that's just it. I mean, it's gonna come down to just being traded.
But you got to sign a tender first. He can't go anywhere. I mean, unless he negotiates a deal with another team, right? Because right now he can negotiate with a team right now and sign an offer.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like he can have an offer on the table, and then that's what comes with the 2 first-round picks. So that's where we're looking at things from a skew standpoint, because that means that he automatically would have to have he would have to be he would have to be signed immediately. He's going to be signed immediately anyway, because I mean he's going to get his new contract because he's traded.
So that's what I was saying. Like,
I mean, as far as things
we,
go right
we
now,
pick somebody, if we draft somebody with number 4 pick, and then we turn around and say, "Hey, Ravens, we're gonna make an offer for Lamar Jackson, which is the contract." So then we can give them 2024 and 2025 first round picks for him, right? Because now he officially have a contract. Along with then we just send the conversation over to the Ravens with the 2 picks.
Yeah, if it happens
yes,
after the draft.
yeah. So in that case, yeah. So that is actually a real scenario, because once again, it's just like they could absolutely just go and just trade for him, and then, or they could just make the trade. But that's assuming that there's been an offer that's been done. That's assuming that everything that has needed to be handled in regards to his negotiations are done.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot of contingency there. It just depends on exactly what's happening. But I mean, as far as it goes right now, I mean, I want to say that it's still an outside shot that happens. I wouldn't be against it, but once again, it's just like, people aren't on the same boat. But like I said, don't expect them to. This is the time of season when we're absolutely just dealing with a lot of well, I mean, we're dealing with the smoke screens. We're dealing with a lot of what you call fake news, regarding this. So yeah.
Can't wait till the next couple of weeks to see how things unfold.
Exactly, and we're gonna have to. But like I said, I mean, there's not much going on. But we do want to make sure that next week you guys tune in. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a special draft episode where we will actually have some Colts fans. So if you're watching this, please make sure that you drop us a line. Let us know if you're interested. We normally broadcast Tuesdays at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. Let us know whether or not you'd be able to come on and be a part of the panel. Each one of us will be representing a certain quarterback. And what we will do is you will actually be able to judge based on the case that we make for the quarterback, which one you like. So throw your bias to the side. We're going to be coming with facts. We're going to be coming with real life evidence. So this way you'll be able to say, okay, you might have changed my mind. So you know what? Like I said, you'll be able to come on, speak your mind, do what you need to do. But in the meantime, just let us know if you're interested. Make sure you drop us a line, and we'll make sure that we go from there. Other than that, guys, where can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
Okay.
You can find me on Twitter at I am Josh Senior. You can take a look. You can find me on fanbattlesports.com. Check out my newest article I written last night. Comment, like, share. Find me in Facebook group, Horseshoe Mob, AFC South Fan Battle. That's it.
All right. Yep. And you can find me at CJ Colts Fan. Make sure that you subscribe. Go follow us at fanbattlesports.com. You can read Josh's article write-up about Lamar Jackson. And we just make sure you can see all our episodes on Spotify, Apple Music. Basically, you'll be able to stream from there. But in the meantime, guys, have a great week. We will see you next week. And as always, please remember that Sam will always love Jalen Ramsey.
Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm back.